And also this is also very popular at the photo shooting place. So you can first take a photo here at the entrance of the China National Pavilion. And we talk about today is a very special day. July 11 marks China National Pavilion Day at the Osaka World Expo. And you could see, and we have a very special worker. And the worker is a very famous, you could see, very popular the reception, and also this is the embodied robots, and he actually could introduce that's the content of the pavilion, and you could see very popular. And you could see this is a lot of people waiting to take a photo with the robot. And yes, indeed, right now is the summertime. And we talk about that actually this is also provide a very good shuttle, so for people to really cool down a little bit from the high temperature. And also we have a special person here to welcome all the guests to China National Pavilion. And also workers saying hi to everyone. So you could see that it actually can do a lot of activities. So you could see that people taking photos or even taking videos. So I will also for sure to take a picture with Walker. Walker is an embodied robot. And also at the entrance of the China National Pavilion. And this is in Osaka right now. This is the Osaka World Expo. So please allow me to introduce our first guest with us, Mr. Zheng. And he's Mr. Zhang, to welcome everyone to the China Pavilion. So we talk about it's officially opened on the April 14th. Right now it's 90 days, 3 months. So we talk about on the April 13th. That was the very first day. That's the D-Day for China Pavilion opening. And every day actually we welcomed more than 10,000 guests visiting the Chinese pavilion. So far, we have welcomed 800,000 guests from Japan and also from the other countries. And also we received 9 heads of states and also over 200 political leaders from different countries, and also the top management of the international organizations. So we know, actually, you could see that for each and every guest, you could get this as a gift. And we talk about that this is Yu Yu, and you could see Yu Yu is also here to welcome everyone. And Yu Yu is the panda, and the panda, that's the mascot of China National Pavilion. And we have a lot of activities going on inside the pavilion. So far, we have around 17 Chinese, local authorities actually held the activities inside. And also this morning, we also had a grand celebration for the China National Pavilion Day at the Osaka World Expo. And that's also coincide with the 90th day since the China Pavilion opened. And also this morning's performance actually is very, very popular. And also I'm very honored to be invited to enjoy the performance this morning, and this is a performance this morning. And also we talk about, actually you could see from this program, the performance actually divided by colors. So we talk about from Tang Dynasty to that the modern times, to show that the energy of a young generation, and also that's our expectation toward the future. Actually, for us, we feel very, very excited and also very proud. So we talk about that the China National Pavilion Day, or any pavilion day for each and every country here, that's also the most important day. So for us, we had a very successful celebration this morning, and that's also should give the credit to the whole team for their thoughtful preparation. And for myself, when I saw that the national flag raised along with the national anthem, and also I feel very, very touched and proud. And we talk about all the guests invited this morning, and they also very, very touched. And after the end of the show, they actually gave a very, very long time of applauding to all the performers, and also to take photos with the performers. And also we saw that the Japanese guests and also that the staff working at the Osaka World Expo, I could really see their tears. So it's a very, very warm and touching moment this morning. So congratulations to China National Pavilion Day. So that's a very, very successful event. And also, I would like to say a big thank you to all viewers for your great support. So we talk about there are a lot of treasures here inside the exhibition hall, and also could see we're still at the entrance. So at the entrance, you could see that this is a big screen to show you that the representatives from different sectors. You could see this is our taikonaut. So that's the message from our takonauts from the China Space Station.
可以说，真的每一次进到咱们的中国馆，我的心情都是不一样的。今天是非常的激动，非常的感动。
这个是今天的那个下午来中国馆。
So every time being here, very, very emotional, and also we talk about a lot of guests. Actually, they really stand here to watch the full clip. So here to show that a good progress made by the young generations. So that's just the entrance. So you could see there are a lot of stories actually could be talking about. And we talk about the Yu, that panda, and also you could see you can scan here, and then scan the QR code. So I will, by the end of the show, to tell you why we scan the QR code. Once again, you could see that's the souvenir, that's the gift. By visiting to the Chinese Pavilion, that's a bookmark. And we talk about, so right now it's already 90 days since the China Pavilion opened. So every day more than 100,000 people. Sometimes it's 140. The 14,000 people visit. So really one of the key role here is really talk about these stories. So you could see each and every item here. That's always a lot of the long stories behind why we would like to show this item here. And also we have a team that could provide a multilingual service. That's our volunteers also working inside the pavilion. So every day they could provide that very professional explanation. So maybe today I would like to invite one of the volunteers to explain in details to our viewers about a lot of items here. And we talk about today, that's the China National Pavilion Day. And for Mr. Zhang, he for sure has a lot of work to do. And also after we entered, so maybe we would follow the young lady. So this is So once again, thank you very much. And if you have time, please welcome to Osaka, to China Pavilion. Thank you very much. So this is our second guest with us. This is a volunteer, and also my name is Jiaolong, and also I'm very honored to bring everyone to tour around the China Pavilion. So let's start. So this is the volunteer commentator, and we'll also talk about once again July 11 marks China National Pavilion Day at the Osaka World Expo. So we would like to take this opportunity to really bring the viewers from home and abroad to look into details. So we talk about after we entered the pavilion, and then you could see that this is also still the bamboo, but you could see that the characters actually flowing. So we talk about actually a lot of the elements you could see, the trees, the forest, the sky. And we talk about that we bring the pictures and the Chinese characters all together. We talk about that for us, for human being, we came from nature. No matter how long we traveled, we should not really forget the relation with the nature. So we also talk about that this is also the waterfall of characters. So this is the waterfall of characters. So we also could see that how that character from the very beginning, you could see the tree. So that's tree, and then that's become the Chinese character. So also talk about the whole logic, how the Chinese characters evolved, and also we talk about that also with a very strong link with the natures. So this is a waterfall from the very top, from the ceiling, and then to the floor, to the soil. So to really bring that the visitors with us to enjoy that flow. And also we talk about this is the item, and also you could see that for each and every item we talk about, you could see that this is a touch screen. This is not just a piece of glass. Actually, you could really look into details. So you could really click it, and then you could also to zoom in. And this is a bronzeware, so you could click that screen, and also to choose the language, and also you could really to view that the atom in different angle. So you could see that's available in Chinese, Japanese, and English. So it's very convenient for the visitors from different countries to enjoy the beauty of the items, and also to get more knowledge about all these items. So we talk about that we really directly to talk about the stories behind the cultural relics, and also we like the relics to speak for themselves. And also we talk about for the very first time that the Qing dynasty, that the united at the different places in China. Here is the plate from the 26th year of Emperor Qin Shi Huang. So this is really, really a good opportunity. So this is from Qin Shi Huang's the reign, and also to really to bring you so close to the cultural relics. And we talk about for different visitors, they have different interested items here. So we talk about that this actually could spend a lot of longer time here to really enjoy the story behind. And we'll talk about there are so many items. So just now we actually saw the characters, And here we also to bring the pictures plus characters. So we talk about from the very beginning that not really a lot of people knew the characters. So you could see from that the farming time, farming period, and this is also the way how people understood and record the time. And right now you are looking at this is the 耕织图 means that the pictures of farming and weaving. This refers to a series of traditional Chinese illustrations that depict agricultural and textile production process, showcasing that the essential activities of farming and silk weaving. So last week, the Deputy Premier of Laos actually stood here. His Excellency talked about that he would really to enjoy that 4 seasons behind. So here you could see this is the pictures of farming and weaving. So that's covered 4 seasons. So you could see this is winter. So you could see that this is the modern technology that really bring that the picture, the drawing from the ancient time to be vivid. So you could talk about that people inside the pictures actually start to move, right? You could see that activities in spring start to sow the seed. And then you could see that's the plow. So we talk about we're so close to the nature, and also we talk about the waterfall of the characters, also to echo to that relations between human being and nature. So also here you could talk about actually human activities so close and also go along with the change of the times. So that's the 4 seasons. For each season, that for human being, they have that the activities for that season. And we talk about, yes, indeed, for the past 3 months since the pavilion opens. So this is really the spot that a lot of the visitors that stood here for quite a long time to really understand that how that the time evolved. So here this is 24 solar terms. So it's not only talk about that the change of the time, change of the nature, the season, but also talk about that specific activities happened at that particular time. So you could see this winter solistic. And also we invited a Master Chang to draw a specific pattern for us. And we talk about that's also that the inspiration from the sun. So why we talk about the sun? Because we talk about all the activities, everything happened centered on the sun. So that is why we talk about that pattern. We'll show our viewers later. So that's the inspired by the sun. Here you go. So this is what we talk about. This is designed by Master Chang. So you could see that different pattern designed. So different lines, circles, all joined together.
我还想多站一会儿，但是相信这个网友们希望
So
通过我们这一场新
we
媒体
talk
的
about
直
that
播
this is a showcase
看
that
得
the
更多，那我们还
immersive
得往前
experience
走。
of the 24 solar terms. So that's we talk about that harmony between human nature and environment. So we talk about that actually we are doing things that follow the change of the nature.
向大家来介绍我们3大文明遗址展区。真的，其实走过来的时候，大家可以看到，
So you could see
我的背
that
后呢，
this
就是
is a
刚刚
lot of
介绍的这个
visitors
金门的
gathering
展
here.
示
So
区。
we talk
真的
about
是不仅是来自这个世界各地的这个大人，我们可以看到小朋友也
this
可以
is
看
actually
鲜花
very
在这
popular
前头就一定
by
要
not only the
拍照留
adults
念。
but also the younger ones. You talk about actually that young kids actually they are so interested in that's something that's old and new, which means you could see that this is the tradition, right? But that's actually empowered by the advanced technology. So advanced technologies make traditions more attractive for the younger generation.
说着呢，我们就是到了这个展区了。这个怎么玩？能教教我吗？
So here, this is also a touching screen. So there's touch screen, so you could see that the details of this item. Also, it's available in Chinese, Japanese, and English.
通过3D 的触控屏，我们也可以了解到更多的信息。这真的是新的一种
So this is
看展
really
的
a
一个
new
形式。
way. So it's more like an
就是
interactive
一般如果不是
way.
陈列在这儿，大家
So
可能看到这里
sometimes
面
when we
看到
visit
侧面，
museum, you
但
only
是
could
通过这
really
么
see
一
the
个呈现
front
的技术，大家可以360度
or
地来
the
看咱们
side
的展品。
of the item, but here actually through this kind of the touching screen, you could really to see from the 360-degree view to really to see that item displayed inside.
真的是
So
这
this
种
is
角度
really
看的
bring
话
you
就是
from
非
different
常的
angle
漂亮。
to understand the cultural relics.
然后咱们这边的这个展项，也是可以同样的操作。
And this is from Sanxingdui.
其实它都是出土于
So
三星堆文明遗址，因为三
we
星堆它
talk
其实
about
是
this is
位于
from
中国的
Sichuan
四川省
province.
在中国的西南地区。
So that's
所以我
the
们可以看到我们
southwest
面前
of
的这些展
China.
项，它们非常的形态各异哈。其实这也证明着我们西南的文化和中原的文化其实是不同
So
的。
here also to show to the world that this is also the diversity of Chinese civilization we talk about. This is something really different from that, from the central or north part of China. So you could see that for this one, there's more than
超过16
that's the 16
非常的丰富。哇，
kilograms, and that's also with different look. That means that this is something also in the ancient time in China.
世界上最大的一件单体青铜器，它叫商青铜神树。我们可以看到，就是细致
So
地
this
看
is
到它
also
其实
from
中间
Sanxingdui, and you could see there are 9 birds and 1 dragon.
只言只伴盘踞而下的。所以
And also, this is also that bronzeware that we talk about. This is called
过程中呢，其实也代表着古人希望仰望神
that
树的
when
过
you
程
look at the tree, so you
精神上
bring your heads up, right? So that is also from the ancient time when people understood how they look at the sky,
像可以看到真的
the
是
nature.
是很
Actually,
多
this is
参观
also
者
the
要
way
要打卡
they
的
look
展
at
项
the
真的
nature.
肉
They
眼
call it the
在
holy
现场看
tree.
的话，它的高度已经让大家非常震撼了，而且还有很多丰富的细节。在这里呢，就卖个关子吧，因为我们这个现场看的肯定是更震撼的，也期待
So
更多
right
的
now
朋友
is
在
the
暑假
a
的时候
summertime.
来
If
咱
you
们的
have
中国馆来
holidays, please
逛
do
馆打
visit
卡
China
没错
National
一定要来亲自
Pavilion.
打卡。下面我们向大家介绍的就是我们第2大文明遗址
So
良
just
渚
now
文明
that's
遗
the
址，它是坐落于中国
Sanxingdui
的浙江
as
省。
the
那么距今也是
mysterious
5300
Bronze
年
Age
到
civilization.
4300
So that's time period that's
那么
around
其实这个文明
1200 to
它就证明了中国的
1100
上下文明
BCE.
大家也可以从我们面前的视和互动中来发现哈，在沙盘上其实有很多黄色亮亮的小点儿。
So we also have
大家
another
要不要
set,
在这
and
个
this
在
is
线抢
Liangzhu,
答一下？
and we talk about that
给大
Liangzhu
家一点时间
civilization.
看一看，猜一猜。在这个过程中，我先去旁边打卡一下我的这个二维码。打卡上了，这是我的悠悠书签，我已经。
So I also use my bookmark to get my QR code scanned for the second time.
一个惊喜啊！好了，大家不知道刚刚有没有网友在线猜一猜咱们这个标示出来的黄色的区域是什么？不过我们的这个谜底要揭晓了。
So for the yellow part, take a guess what's that for? So we talk about this is Liangzhu, the archaeological sites. So that's for the yellow part we talk about. That's the early city. We talk about that's the ancient city ruins. So in places that's called Liangzhu. So here is also that Liangzhu, the archaeological site that's around 3300 to 2300 BCE. So we talk about if we want to build a city. So we talk about this is ancient city ruin. So you want to build a city, you need to really have certain way to manage water. So here you could see that from the Liangzhu, we found the world's earliest advanced water management system. So with that water managed system, so we could see that the dams, canals, and reservoirs, we talk about the world's oldest large-scale hydraulic project. So that's also show you that this is how the ancient people managed water, and also from this angle actually is also very easy to understand how people manage water. So we talk about with all the dams and also the reservoirs built up, so that people in the ancient city in Liangzhu is a good way to manage the city and also protect people, especially from the lower terrain away from flood. And also here you can see the jade wire here. And also that if you click the screen, you also could see that very subtle pattern.
我们中国文化里头经常有说这个君子要佩玉啊，所以在这里也是深刻的。
So to give you a very close way to understand, that's why people love jade.
我们第三大文明遗址，它是坐落于中国的中部河南省，它叫殷墟。那么我们也可以近距离的看一下殷墟的沙盘。 我们可以看到，从殷墟的布局示意图当中，哈，上面的网状的格其实都像。
So here you also could see that the grass, the sand, and also from the canal, river, lakes, that's the link. That the different parts all together. We'll talk about this is Yinxu and the lost capital of the Shang dynasty. That's around the 1300 to 1046 BCE. So actually this is also a good way, especially from this angle, you could see that how urban outlet framed. And also could see that the cultural relics from Yinxu.
所以它也是意味着我们当时中国乃至东亚地区一个非常发达的青铜文化。当然，这是我们的这个。
So the earth relics. So here we talk about that's displayed here, and we talk about that this is the same size. That's the replica, and also here we talk about, and here you could see that the waterfall of characters actually to face out. Why? We talk about that this is the end of the first theme of the pavilion. So standing here, you look back, you could see the waterfall, and also could see that the handwriting, the calligraphy, a lot of that, the jade ware, and also that the bronze wares. So I really invite all the guests standing here. So this is also a way that you reveal the past. So this is how we came from. This is where we came from. So we're coming to the second theme of the pavilion. So we talk about for the China Pavilion this time. Actually, we talk about we would like to. Also, that's the big theme of the Osaka to really call on that the pavilion to showcase how that the people and the nature can be better coexistence and how that the harmonious coexistence could happen. So here we also talk about, so that is why you could see that nature, the environment, that's the theme from the very beginning to the end. And here we also talk about that the pond, the river, the lake, and also the sea, all the water system, how we manage all this water system. So we talk about that, the water conservancy project. And talk about that, the water pond. Let's could see that's also displayed in 3 languages. And here you also have a touch screen to show you more details. So we talk about the fish pond, we talk about that Dujiangyan and hydraulic projects. We have a lot of that. We don't have too much time to introduce into details, but also would like to invite our viewers, if you have time, please do come to Osaka China Pavilion, because you could touch the screen to read in details about all the stories behind. And back to 2021, China established 5 national natural reserve parks. So if you touch, let's say, the tiger. So let's touch the tiger. So quite cute if you touch the screen. Actually, that can wave the hands. We talk about today, that's the China National Pavilion Day. And also I interviewed the gentleman and 80 years old, as also the person leading that the Japan-China Friendship Committee. And he also got a very deep impression about all the display here inside the pavilion. So we talk about that people always can find something they're interested in inside the Chinese pavilion. So for the foreign guests, and they saw a panda here, and they also have very strong the emotion and link with pandas. So they really like to pay a visit to Sichuan to really see panda.
刚刚出现在镜头里的这2个小朋友又出现了，他们这个太可爱了。
So you could see that this is also the place with a lot of people gathering here. And so we could see a table of robots, and you could see actually they are dancing along with the music. So we talk about here, we not only show the robots, we also to show you our viewers that the ancient Chinese instruments, because we talk about that the music actually is played by guqin. So we talk about that this is a modern technology, but also at the same time with intangible cultural heritage. That's the Chinese guqin, that's the Chinese instrument. So you could see actually the key is they loved it so much.
如果我们请我们的这个镜头往后拉开一点距离来看一下咱们
So maybe give our viewers a full picture. So we talk about. So you could see here, this is a traditional Chinese culture, right? So to introduce about the Chinese ancient music. And in front of this screen, you could see that dancing robots, along with the Chinese instruments, guqin. So actually they dance with the music. That's music played by guqin. So we talk about at this region, every week we have different kinds of activities. And also we invite masters writing calligraphy here.
哇，这真的是吸引了很多的参观者在这里拍视频。
So maybe let's get a closer look. So we talk about there are so many people gathering here.
真的是非常有人气。哇，这是我们中国的这个书法艺术。
So people gathering here enjoy the beauty of the calligraphy, and also we talk about the first character means state, called 国.
文房四宝笔墨纸砚，可以看到书法大师手中拿到的毛笔，它的毛笔的其实是取自于动物的毛发。
So we talk about this is also from the ancient Chinese. So this is kind of the way that people previously, how people wrote. So this is called the 笔墨纸砚, means the 4 treasures of the study. So these 4 tools were essential for traditional Chinese calligraphy and painting. So that's brush, ink, paper, ink stone. So this is actually from this way to really introduce a certain aspect of Chinese civilization. We talk about this is actually symbolize scholarship, art, and refinement in Chinese culture. And also last week we invited a master for paper cutting and also embroidery and also music. And also we invite that a local artists from Shanxi to represent that the Shanxi style music. So we talk about the Chinese calligraphy brush that's also made of animal hair and bamboo wood.
是的，所以中国文化它的源远流长，还是值得我们继续深入的来学习。 那我们就在这儿静静的看我们的这个书法大师写一会儿字，不知道这个是不是能够跟我们互动交流一下？是的，等我们的书法大师来慢慢的写完字。 我们看到现在的这个书法作品
So
已
right now you
经
could
基本
see
上写好了，应
is
该是4个字儿。
writing right now already 4
我看着像
characters.
是国泰民安。我们说不好意思打扰您，您先完成作品，之后采访您一下。马上就被纠正了，我这个传统文化学的不够，
So
回去
that
还要
4
加强，在
characters
大家面前献丑了。这
as
4个字
国
是
强
国强
民
民安。
安 means that the strong nation brings people's stability. So we talk about that the
可以看到，真的，很多的这个参观者在这里都是在拍视频，把这样一个
national strength is the foundation of social stability and individual welfare. So this is how these 4 characters means.
最需要的是心境。
And we talk about the Chinese calligraphy, actually, when you're writing the characters, that's also to really train you to reach that inner peace.
其实，在我们周围围绕着这些
And also we talk about that the visitors around here,
其实让大家的心
I believe that is also the time that the people really enjoy this moment, as also they reach their inner peace.
所以可以说
So they're just standing here really quiet, looking at the masters writing a calligraphy. And we also talk about from the entrance, that the entrance also that's a bamboo slips for writing. And also on top of that, the sleeve, that's also the different lines of the poems written in different styles of Chinese calligraphy. And also inside the pavilions, also invited masters also writing the characters here. And also we talk about that in Japan, they also understood Chinese characters and they also wrote in the Chinese characters. So we talk about here is also a very close way to let the people to understand and appreciate the cultural heritage, the cultural content, and we talk about characters, that the words also represent civilization.
在背后的视频中，其实古琴也有着非常特殊的一点，就是它的记谱方式也是通过汉字来记谱的，所以可谓汉字是中华的魂，那么汉字也是文明的载体。
So the Chinese characters also mean to carry the civilization. So I could see here that the master already finished the work and also to show everyone. And also could see that the people applaud for his great work.
是的，就是有一种回家的感觉，看到这熟悉的字体。
So this is from that's the Chinese the civilization. And we talk about this writing style as from a Qin dynasty. We talk about as long as the nation became strong and people gathered that the opportunity to enjoy that well-being. So that's the 4 characters, 国强民安, and this is also the pre-Qin period writing style. That's the ancient Chinese history from pre-historic times to the end of the warring states period. And also we have a master, Li Yisheng, and also he's a researcher of the ancient Chinese culture in writing, and also invited by the China National Pavilion And we talk about this is the wake of Shanxi, and also starting from tomorrow, that's the wake of Zhejiang.
那么今天我们的这个李老师已经提前把咱们这个浙江的这个传统的文化带到了咱们
And
的
we
中
talk
国
about
馆。
that
不知道您
also.
在这
We
个
talk
中国
about
馆
this kind of the
通过
writing style
书
and
法与
also
书法会有
from
的形式
Zhejiang
来和
province.
来自这个世界各国的参观者们进行一个交流，您有没有什么特别的感想和体会？
So what's the feeling that's like talking to that the visitors from different countries through Chinese the writing, so from the Chinese calligraphy, we talk about this is actually a classic way. We talk about that's also the a result of the people's wisdom and also a way of passing down a civilization generation by generation. We talk about that's the
每一个中国人的心灵。那么自从先秦
since the Qin and Han and seas
中国和日本在
China and Japan
一直在绵绵
had a
不断
lot
地
of
进
the
行
activities going on in calligraphy. So especially in Tangdan Sea, we could see that the Japan sent
对咱们
the
科技经济
representative to
文化
China
方方面面进行这个学习
to make
交流
exchanges in
一直延
the
续到了
civilization, mutual learning and exchanges about civilization,
中日
and
书法的
especially calligraphy. And also even till today, we could see a lot of that exchanges happened between that calligraphy association in both countries. And also today, through this kind of the traditional way,
发展，国人的国运的兴衰，通过咱们的书法来表现出来，来激励咱们国人，就是说自强不息。
to show that the encouragement and also to really express the
人民友好人士
expectation for the future. I believe this is also a very good way
谢谢
to
您，谢谢您，谢谢李
really
老师。
boost
今天
friendly
在中国
exchanges
馆
between
能看
China
到
and
您
Japan.
向这个所有的参
So
观者
the,
来
here
展示这个
in
书法作
a
品
Chinese
国潮
pavilion
民
to
安
really
真
show
的是很
that
长
this
知识
best
谢谢
wishes
您也希
to
望您
the
在这个
visitors.
中国馆能够通过这个书法的艺术形
So
式，
this
中
is
国
a
传统
kind
的艺
of
术
the
形式，广交
traditional
朋友，
way
然后
that
享
as
受
we
中国
talk
馆的
about
这个旅程。
that
对，以艺弘道，把中国的传统经典
the
艺术弘扬。
stories to
谢谢
the
您，谢谢
global
您。那我
audience.
们就继续
Thank you
请
very
进
much.
谢谢。其实每次来中国馆，咱们的这个展区。
So we talk about every time when we visit the Chinese pavilion, we talk about we see different activities. We talk about that starting from tomorrow, that will be the wake of Zhejiang province. So we talk about this is really the different feelings. So we talk about that if you visit here, you could really, really see all these so close. So that's a very, very good experience. We talk about that the hospitality actually is also to fully demonstrate here in Chinese pavilion. And also we talk about that here we showcase that the long history of civilization. And also here you could see that this is also writing that is it not a joy when friends come from afar? So we are moving towards to the second floor of the Chinese pavilion, and we will also to travel through the corridor. That's also to show you the friendship between China and Japan. So we talk about here, you can see a lot of wood carving artworks. So we talk about a lot of really the key figures or important person in the Chinese-Japan friendship history.
重要贡献的使者。
So we talk about the envoys and the history and also the temples here. That's also one of the key
看到这边是
place
这个
exchange
非常著名
the
的长
culture.
条题词，位于日本的奈良。我们的右手边是这个中日友好
So
文化
here
介绍
to
的这么
really
一
give
个
that the viewers
目标的
more
展示，然后我们
ideas
左手边
about
呢
that
是一
the
个竹林的
friendship
意象，
exchanges
真的外
between
面
China
人
and
眼吓
Japan.
人。在咱们中国
And
馆
also
里
we
面
talk
就是
about
感觉到非
inside
常的
that's also
凉爽
provide you
宁静。
that bamboo forest to provide you a sense of cooling here,
也是一个我们的小小的
especially amid that the hot summer season.
在长廊中走着，有一种卧听穿林打叶声的这种浪漫的感觉。因为我们那些竹林的构造哈，其实也是在炎炎夏日的过程中，带给您一丝清凉。这条长
So
廊还
this
挺
is quite a
长
long
的，的
corridor.
确一层的层高很高嘛，因为
So
有
we
很
talk
多大
about
型
that
的展项。
the
然后咱们这个长廊还没走
here
完
we
哎
could
这
see
是咱们
a
的
panda
大
here.
熊猫，这个是朱鹮。大家知道，这个朱鹮也是日本非常具有典型代表的一种鸟类
And
啊。
also we
今
could
天
see
上午的这个中国国家馆日的这个演出当
that
中，
the
也有一个
crest
朱鹮的现代舞
crested
非常
the
漂亮。我看当时在
ibis,
现
the
场有的
ibis.
这个
So
日
we
本
talk
的
about
嘉
the
宾也
crested
是一直在
ibis,
拍
also
照
a
摄像
very
留念，
that the
真的是
people
走在咱们这个
familiar
长廊感觉
birds
得
in
非
Japan.
常的美。没错，因为这个
So we
长廊
talk about the whole these corridor really show you the exchanges happen between China and Japan in terms of the animal protection, cultural. And going forward, hope to see more exchanges happened in areas such as the pharmaceutical sector and also AI.
哦，我们现在这个是半层的位置，走到了户外。哇，这个
So
咱们
here we
中华
also
书
could
简
see
的外立墙
that's
就
the
触
a
手
bamboo
可
clip.
摸可及了。天啊，它这个。大家如果通过镜头能仔细
So we
看
talk
的话
about that
所有的
the
字体
a
都是雕刻
bamboo
上去的
slips
非常的
for
漂亮
writing.
双叶红于二月花。我们其实在中国馆的外墙上面也镌刻了110多句这种非常华美的
So
在
we talk about if you look into details, all these characters actually is engraved
标语有的很厚重。
to these bamboo slips.
现代的书法家们还原了他们字体的原汁原味儿。如果我们凑近来看，还可以看到这些字体的一撇一捺，以及其中的墨点儿，这些其实都是我们原汁原味的进行的还原，从而
So we really would like to really bring the authentic
我感觉这条长廊
touch and feel of all these characters.
慢慢的看，慢慢的品。
We talk about for the Chinese calligraphy, each dot, that the street line, the horizontal, vertical lines actually all show you that the strands, the motion.
中华书简整个弧线，而且在我们的长廊下面可以看到有一片非常优美的竹林，所以在这边的墙上，我们还可以放大看到但愿。
And we also could really see that here, the bamboo
就
forest.
在我们现在画面的左侧，如果大家仔细看的话，能发现这一句的千古名
And
句。
also
是的
with that, the
其实我在这里想跟
forest,
大家分享
actually
一
we
下
here
我
also to really would like to show you
不
a lot of that romance here. For example, we also could see that the a
波其实也
line of the poem that's the wishing us all long
托的心境。
lives to share the moon's
我们
beauty
现在
across
走
a
到室
thousand
内了，这是
miles.
咱们中国馆馆城的这个2楼。
So that means that may we all be blessed with longevity through miles apart, will share the same moon's glow.
还有更多关于深海
And then here we're coming to another theme. So we talk about that's the
那么首先在
smart city. So here we also see a lot of high tech. So this is also to really show you that the smart city construction. So this is also we talk about that the future city.
这是
And we see that the Wukong here.
是的，这是我们的老朋友孙悟空。其实我们用现代的人工智能大模型。
And also here we use that large model to really bring that Sun Wukong here, and as also actually to make that interaction. So that's a large AI model. So we talk about actually this is the way to interact. That's we talk about also can interact in 3 languages.
我看到这边有一位工作人员，您好，您好，我们是央视新闻新媒体的。我是这个总台记者何新磊，我们在做一场这个新媒体直播。
So we talk about here, this is the China National Pavilion Day, and we also would like to show our viewers more details about this. So right now you're looking like this is a AI model. So this is the right now you could see that also provide you that the a different the a model interaction, and also we talk about that Sun Wukong can speak in 3 languages to do that interaction with the visitors. So maybe you can really ask questions.
好的。
Hello. Right now you are working at China Pavilion. Busy? You're happy? The answer is yes, I'm here in Chinese Pavilion. It's busy, but I really enjoy that. I see a lot of people. They hear quite touched by all the displays and also the great assets. So it seems like he really enjoyed his work here.
挺好，我们其实知道倩玲你是这个英语专业的嘛。
So maybe we try a little bit of English.
要不要来问问大圣，跟他交流一下？
So maybe we try the English version.
好的。Hi, Sun Wukong. If you were to be the image ambassador of the China Pavilion, so what would you do to spread the Chinese culture in China Pavilion for 1 day? 看到我们孙悟空其实也给到了英语相关的回答哈。
So you could see that this is the interaction. So we talk about that if, let's say, you were to be the image ambassador of the Chinese Pavilion, so how you show Chinese the culture to the visitors. And this is the answer from Sun Wukong.
First, 我认识这个单词。他说首先怎么了？ 他说到，我们其实是可以在中国馆，就像我们现在的展陈一样，带来很多的这种传统，然后让大家来深刻的去体验它们，来进行更多的互动。
So we could talk about Sun Wukong still answering the questions. It seems like he has a lot of to speak, to say. And also could see that he's not just standing there firmly to talk. Actually, he also has a lot of that featured movements to make that a character, that make AI that's more vivid. We talk about Sun Wukong really. That's a lot to say to answer that question.
是的，我们的大圣他其实是以这种活灵活现的这种造型和身份来和大家进行对话，所以我们很多的外国友人们在此时此刻，在和大圣对话的过程中也非常惊叹于大圣。
So we talk about that also. That Sun Wukong also bring a lot of that wisdom from.
大圣其实这个，因为他说的过程中，咱们有这个英文字幕，前面说的挺好玩的。
That's the A Journey to the West.
花果山还好玩，但是每天工作很累，他希望他一回家就有一桌子
So
的
that
桃子
Sun
等
Wukong
着
talk
他。
about that
对，
he
大圣还是个
really
吃货，挺逗。
enjoy his work
走
here.
到
Is
这儿
very
之后，我们
busy,
又是
but
另外一个展项了。
very happy working at the Chinese Pavilion, and it's better than a mountain of flowers and fruits. So that's also his hometown. So we back to this. This is a future city integrating 8 networks. So we talk about this is the future city. So invite our guests to introduce more in details.
进行一个自我介绍，和网友们打个招呼吧。
贺站长好，各位观众朋友大家好，我是中国能建的设计总工程师金磊。
The chief designer. So welcome to that the A Future City, and we also would like to show you more by show you different lighting. So we will give you a light
可
show.
以看到咱们这个整个展项的这个占地面积是很大的。
So actually talk about overall this around 39 square meters. So what do you think in your mind about the future city? So we talk about that energy network as your heart, and the digital networks like your neural system and transport. And also we have that network of a house and the network of water and also network of ecology. So we talk about that and different networks merged together to build up that
通过您这个特别简短精要的介
the
绍，
future
我感觉
city.
咱们的这个8个网融合就是一个有机的整体，就像一个人。
So it's like a human being. So if want to be healthy, which means that all your network that could work smoothly,
这边关于
unimpeded.
它是有一个互动模式。
So here we also have touching screen, so you could click it and then to look at the details about how each and every network work, operate, and how they work together. So maybe you look at the energy network. So here you could see that this is the wind generation. So that's above around 300 to 3,000 kilometers above the ground. So we talk about that really generates wind from the really high altitude. So we talk about this is really the wind catcher. So bring that wind from the high altitude and bring that to the power generation. So we talk about that turbine here that actually could support a family with 3 people, so that the generated power could really support them to really live for like 5 to 10 days.
你可以想象一个波音747在天空中旋转吗？一个叶片就有100米那么长。
So we talk about the physical object. Actually, it's very, very huge. So you could see that right now this is not really something on paper, that's already in practice. So we talk about a lot of this turbine already in practice along the coast. Right now we have 24 GW, the gigawatt application in China. And right now it's in practice in Guangdong province.
那像远处呢，我们还有压缩空气储能电站，它是利用在余时的电把空气
So the A compressor air.
储存，然后当忙时的时候呢
So that's for the energy storage. We talk about we compress the air and store them, and then when the peaks, the energy consumption period, we also could really release that compressed air, let them to generate electricity to meet the demand of energy consumption.
所以其实我刚刚上来的时候是有看到有一个英文的这么一个参观者在用英文跟您交流，是吗？
对对，我们有来自世界各国。
So we actually here is also to welcome that engineers and also that the
其中可能被问到最多的
people
一
here
个网是哪个
they
网？
ask energy network the most. They talk about actually is right now reliable is already in practice. We talk a majority of these projects actually right now already in practice. So we have more projects in pipeline and hope that we could really build up that the future smart city as soon as possible. So we talk about this is not something just to display here. This is something already in practice. And coming to the highlights of the China Pavilion, we know that for the aviation technology, the space technology have gained great progress, and China is the first state could get the lunar sample from the front and the back of the moon. Here, this is the lunar sample by Chang'e 5. So this is got from 2020. So this is a lunar sample. So maybe to show our viewers the sample from the moon. So that's from the front side of the moon, and also have a Chang'e 6, so got a lunar sample from the far side of the moon. So on April 13th, that's the first day of the China Pavilion open, and this is the very, very first time to show to the world the front and the far side of the moon's sample. So we talk about that the lunar soil samples. Actually, there's always the long lining up here to really. A lot of people actually came here for this. So we're very lucky that we could really bring our viewers in. That's a really close shot. So that's the lunar soil samples. And also if you look up, let's also show you that the beautiful sky. That's also from Master Zhang. That's also designed that the flying, that the pattern drawing. And we talk about previously, that's a story talk about how ancient people dreamed that one day they could fly up to the sky, and also then from that picture you moved on your eyes, you could see that dream came true, and also could really hear the message from that the AR taconauts. So they send the best wishes, a message from the China space station. So this is Yu, the mascot. That's flag, also the China Pavilion flag. So we talk about this year, April 2025, Shenzhou 20 actually brought Yu and a flag up to the space. So we talk about, you could see our taconauts actually is really bring Yu appeared in this clip. So we talk about right now, the Yu right now also back down from the space. We talk about the Yu actually already traveled to the space. So the mascot brought by Shenzhou 20 to the space and then came back by Shenzhou 19 back to Earth. So we talk about for the ancient people, they have that dream of flying to the sky. So that's from we talk about that Dunhuang, that's Mogao Caves. And then right now that's not just a fairy tale, that's already a dream came true. And also here we could see another. This is also the ancient painting. So that's from a Qing dynasty, and this actually what he saw, that the fishes. Here you could see that the flying fish. Actually, he drew this picture. So we talk about from quite a long time ago, people had their curiosity. The sea, the animals in the sea, and also actually if you could touch the fish, you could really see that's the introduction of the different fish. So that really brings you that more in details about what kind of fish it is. So we talk about this is ancient picture, but we bring that into the vivid mode. And also if you click each and every fish, it really show you the details, the name, and also description of the fish. And then next to that, that's the deep sea Jiaolong submersible.
为什么呀？其实是我们的老朋友孙悟空，他在神话故事里曾经到达过深海的龙宫，所以我们可以看到在骁龙号中所向大家展示的这些海洋的图景。
And we talk about here actually inside the submersible deep sea Jiaolong, you could see that all these are really the actual footage got by Jiaolong.
因为它里头应该是一个360度或者270度都能看到的这么一个屏幕，对吗？
So we talk about the Jiaolong, can be translated as the flood dragon. That's a mythical water serpent in Chinese legends, symbolizing a mystery over ocean. And we talk about there are a lot of the creatures. Different kinds of animals are actually found by Jiaolong. And we also could really to operate here, so that is also a kind of the simulation of the actual operation inside the Jiaolong. There are so many buttons.
360度来推动的，还有不同的这个控制钮。现在我们上升到
We talk about this footage captured by the Jiaolong is being released to the world audience for the very first time. So this is also one of the most popular spots inside the Chinese Pavilion. We see a lot of that the young kids, they had a lot of interaction here. So let's moving forward. So here from this angle, we could also to see back to the first floor, and also here we have the MR glass. So you could really interact from a new angle to really experience 24 solar terms. So we talk about that, the interactive installation. This is another way to really enjoy a technology plus traditional culture. And I also can hear the music. So when I'm putting on the glasses, actually really could also hearing the music going on. So maybe that's you just see me wearing that glasses, but what I can tell you here is actually it's fantastic. So the 24 solar term right now is winter time, and through my glasses, I really could see a snow-capped world. I could see that the beautiful scenes here. And also I could tell you not just see a 24 solar, and also here I could see that waterfall. And the waterfall right now through the glasses, actually that's really flowing in Milky Way. I could really cannot really say more because this is really the recommended are the visitors to really put on these glasses. We'll talk about this is the AR glasses from another angle to enjoy the beauty of the traditional Chinese civilization. And we talk about that's also the end of the Chinese Pavilion. So why we talk about here we could see that the waterfall of the characters. So this is also a special design. We talk about always explore the deep sea, the deep space. We talk about we face a lot of that unknown But we talk about from the ancient time till now, we also traveled a journey of knowing unknown or exploring unknowns. So from the second floor back to look at the where we started. So that's also give you another feeling about what a journey.
倩玲，你说的太好了，真的说起来。我这已经逛到咱们中国馆的
So we talk about this is the end of the pavilion tour, but that's not finished yet. So we talk about that's a bookmark, right? So you get this when you enter the scene, and then you scan here, and here you could see you could become a artist and designer here. So thank you for being contributor number 776,600 something. That's a visitor, the contributor. So we talk about right now it's almost 3 months of opening. So we already welcomed around 800,000 visitors. So I'm very lucky to become one of them. And also we talk about today, that's also a very special day, and we celebrate China National Pavilion Day and the Osaka World Expo to really enjoy the whole journey, to understand the story behind of all the items. So I also would like to say a big thank you for your explanation. So I've been here for 2 months. So for every time when I talk to introduce to the visitors, actually I also enjoyed again the beauty of civilization. So once again, really invite the visitors, please do pay a visit to China Pavilion at the Osaka World Expo. So this is the end of the tour inside the China Pavilion. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.